Psychosis is a term we use for a group of conditions, all of which have one thing in common. The individual has a break from reality. You can no longer distinguish what is reality and what's going on inside your head.
Psychosis is really defined as presence of hallucinations, seeing or hearing something that may not be there, and or of false beliefs, having a belief that other people do not hold and may be false.
You hear voices, you have strange thoughts, so you may start thinking that you have special powers or that somebody's out to get you. Sometimes it can run in families, so people have a vulnerability to developing it. It's an end product of number of different influences, ranging from stressful life events, drug use, to brain conditions, all of which result in the symptoms of psychosis. When you talk to the person, they will often tell you that they are hearing voices, that they are having these strange thoughts, that they are frightened, that they are paranoid, they feel somebody is out to get them. The families will say, he or she has changed. This is a different person, this is not my child anymore. And so you make a list of all those behavioral changes. Psychosis is very treatable. 90% of patients who've developed psychosis for the first time will get better after starting treatment.
There are lots of evidence-based treatments we know will help people. Family therapy, individual psychological work, together with perhaps medication if needed.
I see everyone at home, we assess them at home, we work with them and their families, we get them back into recovery, back at education, back at work. So we try and intervene early, get them well early and stay well.
One of the recent advances is how one used brain scanning technology to measure chemicals in the brain, several of which have been linked to symptoms of psychosis and the disorders themselves. A very important chemical in the brain that's been linked to psychosis is that of dopamine, and working on dopamine is the way most of our medicines for psychosis do work and help patients. So dopamine has a long history of being of interest to psychiatrists and neuroscientists interested in psychosis. In the UK, we are fortunate to have a nationwide service of early intervention for psychosis teams that should cover all geographical areas of the country. And these teams are set up specifically to work with young people in a flexible, non-stigmatising way to deliver evidence-based treatments for those who may be having psychotic experiences. It means that we can actually begin to intervene and help young people who may have a very fleeting, unusual experience or thought and support them. And these things can be helped by psychological interventions. The first bit of advice I would give would be to try and speak to a mental health professional really, or a trusted friend or family member, and from that trying to maybe see your GP or somebody trained.
It's a combination of medication, specific psychological interventions and family work. But we know that when done well, when done early, you can really transform people's lives. So it's a very treatable condition.